This segment on the 574 and More is sponsored by EDUStaff. And you're watching the 574 and More, and Chad Bilkey from EDUStaff is with us today. Thank you for coming in.
I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Drove down from Kalamazoo,
Yes,
huh?
I did.
No
Yes.
problems, right?
No problems at all.
Okay, good.
No snow.
Right. Let's talk about the critical need for substitute teachers right now. Why do we have this need? What happened?
Well, this need didn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
In the last 10 or 15 years, there's been a slow decline in the number of sub-teachers. And if we were to point to two factors, one, I would say there's low unemployment, which is a fantastic thing.
Yeah, that's a good problem.
But when you're trying to find substitute teachers, that's a complication. And the other is we're finding that not as many college students are majoring in education and pursuing teaching as a profession as maybe 10 or 15 years ago. And at one point, that made up the majority of the substitute teachers.
Yeah, they would start off that way.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. So what kind of qualifications are you looking for if somebody is interested in becoming a substitute teacher?
There's one key criteria that everyone has to meet in the state of Indiana, and that's you have to have a high school degree.
Okay.
Now, certain school corporations will say, we would like you to have a little bit more, maybe 30 college credits, for instance. Okay, but that's the first thing. But beyond that, our substitute teachers really have many different characteristics.
Yeah.
If you're a retiree and are looking for a flexible work schedule, this may be a fantastic opportunity. Some stay-at-home parents who need their work day to maybe mirror their children's school day.
Absolutely.
That's also
summers off too.
Summers off, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you can still maybe get your kids on and off the bus this way. And college students. A lot of times college students may have a day during the week. And if it's even just maybe Fridays, we would love to have college students in the classroom as well, especially if they're considering teaching as a possible profession down the road.
Yeah, okay, so you're looking for all types of people. You had mentioned retirees, stay-at-home parents, college students. Runs the gamut.
Absolutely. The one thing they do have in common besides the high school degree is you have to have a passion for education.
Yeah.
And you want to work with students. Not everybody wants to do that, so you have to have a passion for working with students. And it may be elementary age students, it may be high school.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, this need, it goes for all grade levels, doesn't it?
It does, K-12. And you can find your niche within that and strictly work with that age, that population.
Now, I've seen a lot of schools looking for people with real-world experience. Does that attribute to anything? You know, does that count for anything when you're hiring, or not so much anymore?
Well, right now with the shortage, if you meet the minimum requirements, we're happy to get you in the classroom.
Yeah.
Now, real-world experience, you can't replace that in any profession. But what we do is we provide some training for substitute teachers that maybe do not have experience either in the professional world,
right,
or certainly a classroom.
Okay, yeah.
So we provide, I like to call it Classroom Management 101, and try to give them an idea of what to expect in the classroom, give them a foundation to work from till they're a little bit more comfortable in their ability.
Yeah, they could be great at their job or what they've done for years, but then translating that into the classroom to actually teach, that's another level.
When you're in front of 30 students, it's a different ballgame.
Okay,
Yes.
so where do people go to get an application?
Sure.
Or
Our website is EDUStaff, that's EDUStaff, all one word, .org, and you'll begin the application process there. And what you'll find is it will naturally answer a lot of your questions you may have as you progress through the application as well.
Yeah.
Things like vetting, the background checks, educational requirements, and so on.
And through that process, people can find out, you know, how many hours and what the pay is and all of the other details they want to know.
All of that information is available.
Yeah. All right, Chad, thank you so much for coming in and sharing this with us. And if this is something that interests you, find them online. We need substitute teachers because we want those kids to keep growing and learning, right?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And you're watching the 574 and More, and we'll be right back with Howard in the Test Kitchen.